Hello friends, how you doing? Day 1653, hope you're doing amazing. Just want to come in tonight and just share with you the 5 S's of life, 5 stages of life. I'd actually heard about the 4 S's for a long time. I've heard from speakers, seminars, what have you. And only recently have I heard about the 5th S. And so, what are the 5 stages that we go through in life? And we can move forward or backwards in these, but typically we move forward. So the first stage in life is survival. Okay, that's the first S. And essentially, if you're in survival mode, you're probably living paycheck to paycheck, trying to get out of debt. You're probably in debt. You're probably just trying to get your bases covered. That's food in your stomach, food, clothes on your back, a roof over your head. And I would think most of the world is actually in survival mode, whether you're in third world countries, and surprisingly, a lot of people in North America. Excuse me. Considering the opportunities that we have here. And, if you are in that situation, more than likely, you probably haven't learned how to apply certain success habits into your life. Yes, cost of living has gone up. And things have been tighter financially for everyone. But again, we can always grow, learn, and change and become better. Second stage is stability. So stability, basically, you've got a solid income, whether it be through a job, through a business, maybe royalties, ongoing income, passive income, some sort. You're stable financially. You have a house. Probably the only debt you have is maybe a mortgage. You don't have a lot of excess consumer debt. You start to apply some of the success principles in your life, including financial principles. For example, a simple one: spend less than you make. So many people get that basic foundational principle wrong in their life or not applying. But that's basic stable. You're pretty happy. You're pretty content. Things are pretty good. You're not living lavishly, but you're stable. Stage 3, the third S, is success. Now you've actually learned and applied success principles in your life. You understand how to make money. You understand how to create more in your life. You probably have a house that's paid off, or again, that's probably the only debt you have. You have no consumer debt. Probably have good people in your life, probably healthy in general. But the truth is, what is success? Success can be anything that you choose to define. But you have to figure that out for yourself. You have to know what's important to you, not success defined by the world. And unfortunately, or however way you want to look at it, a lot of the world views success as financial. Okay, but is it really success if you've got all the money in the world, but then you're on your 4th wife? You have no real friends you can really trust because they're only around you because of your money. Your health is failing because all you're doing is building your business because you have to be there 24/7 basically. And again, whatever you choose to define as success, that's up to you. Maybe success is just having a simple life. You have a loving family, children, spouse, a manageable home, no debt, and whatever else you want to achieve. Okay, and then, but once you have success, whatever that defines, more than likely you start to think about, okay, what type of life, what type of legacy, impact do I want to make in this world? And so that's the 4th stage in life, which is significance. And for the longest time, this was the highest level, significance, is that when it's basically you're starting to make an impact in the world. You're starting to impact in other people's lives. You're starting to create a legacy of some sort. And, obviously you're helping, you're serving lots of other people in the community, in the world, in whichever way that you can. And so, for the longest time, those are the 4 S's that I've learned and I heard about in terms of the stages in life. And now, in the last probably year or so, I heard about a 5th S, and that is surrender. surrender. What is that? That is essentially learning how to let go. Learning how to stop resisting. Learning how to stop trying to control everything in your life. The people, the circumstances, the direction, all that. And I think one of the hardest things to really, really grasp and to apply and to do in this stage, or to get to the stage, is to have faith. Have faith that everything is happening in its right time. And just appreciate. Have gratitude. And just allow. Just allow things to be as they are. If you got an accident, just trust that it was supposed to be for something. You may not understand it right now, but what if it's an event that's meant to wake you up? Meant to remind you how precious life is and to not waste it. I come across a lot of things all the time. And, you know, for example, this this live video challenge. 653 days. Are you kidding me? No way would I ever even imagined to set a goal like that. But here I am. And I thought about stopping numerous times in the first year. And every time I did, I would bump into somebody who would give me some positive feedback and encouragement. So I keep going. And I think while stopping again, and then I run into somebody, and then they share about something, a video that really helped them through a difficult time. Okay, and then I basically made a decision to end my streak at 400 because it's a nice round number, just over a year, and at the beginning of January. And then, like, the chance of me seeing one thing that kept me going, I'm like, okay, that's a sign. For me, it's a sign. Because every time I thought about stopping, I had a nudge to keep going, to keep going, to keep going. So I just surrendered. Okay, you know what? It's not about me. I'm here to serve. So I just surrender. I let go. I try to control. But guess what? I've learned not to resist anymore. I just learned to accept. I just learned to allow life to happen. And, you know, if there's blessings to come, I welcome them with open arms. If there's pain that comes, I may not like it in the moment, but I'm grateful for it. Because I know later on, I will look back and see how it actually served me in the bigger picture. But of course, if you don't have that mindset or that faith, it's going to be harder to actually accept. But anyways, I don't want to make this live too long, but those are the 5 S's, 5 stages of life. Survival, stability, success, significance, and then surrender. And surrendering is probably the hardest stage to get to. I know it took me a while, and this is with intention. But I'll say it can be very freeing. Because now I don't try to control. I try my best. I show up where I can, when I can, and be the best version I can in the moment when I can. But then I've kind of stopped trying to control everything around me, including people, circumstances, results. Oh my gosh, for a long time I tried to control results. I've learned, you know what? I can't. I can try to force things, but you know what? If it's not authentic, genuine, it's not how I want to live. So, hope that helps you in some way, shape, or form. And just understand, last thing I'll say to this is that if you have some anxiety or worry about life, I just encourage you to have faith. Just keep going. Just understand that you are not behind. You're not ahead. You are where you are supposed to be in your life. And the way I see it is life is a journey of self-discovery. So you're exactly where you're supposed to be. If you knew more, you'd do more. If you knew less, you'd do less. my encouragement to you is to keep on learning, keep on asking questions, be curious, apply, grow, change, stretch yourself, get outside of your comfort zone, and to help you along that journey, surround yourself with other people who are not just like-minded, but like-valued, okay? People who value the same things. Otherwise, you'll always get pulled down by people with a victim mindset, people who are unwilling to change themselves, but because they are unwilling, they don't want to see you move forward, so they try to pull you down. And so, stay away from those people. And for the most part, they don't do it maliciously. They do it subconsciously, unconsciously. They don't know that they're doing that. They just don't want to feel bad, so by pulling you down, keeping you down with them, they don't have to look at themselves in the mirror. They don't have to ask themselves, what am I doing with my life? That can be a very scary picture, or a scary answer that a lot of us don't want to look at or don't want to answer. If that's you, I encourage you to just look at yourself and just be honest. And if you have somebody that you really, really trust and know that they want the best for you, I'd encourage you to ask that person for feedback, okay? On how and where you're at in your life and what areas may need improvement, okay? Anyways, I really hope that you are all doing well and that you're enjoying the beautiful weather that we've had, okay? I love you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow.